my corner to corner crochet tutorial didn't go very well. I kept going off screen, so I'm going to try to do this live. I am new to I'm new to YouTube Live, so bear with me while I figure this out and get my camera in the right spot. Oh, what the heck? There we go. This is terrible. I'm used to TikTok Live, definitely not used to this. Okay, and for some reason I don't know how to see the chat in a Facebook Live. It says welcome to live chat, remember to guard your privacy, blah blah blah, but I don't know how to do it. So I am going to go ahead and try to do this tutorial and not wander out of screen while I do it. So this is what corner to corner, join as you go corner to corner looks like. I love this. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it. And if you don't know how to do corner to corner, I'm going to start from the very beginning, because that way you can learn corner to corner and join as you go corner to corner. So I'm going to pick a light color so y'all can see it. And ask questions if you'd like. So I'm going to give just a couple minutes to have people come on, but actually I will be reposting this live so you can see it anyways. But I'm going to start my corner to corner with a slip knot. So how I do my slip knot is I cross my short end over my long end, and then I reach through my loop and grab the long end that's attached to the ball of yarn and then pull it, because that gives me all the control on the long side of the yarn, which means closing the loop. So, hey Collier, how are you? I don't know what a chicken jockey is, but okay. I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, and I always, after that third chain, I always put my finger right there so that I know that that's where my first double crochet is going to go. And then I'm going to chain 3 more, 1, 2, and 3 for a total of 6. Yarn over, go through that. It's the third chain from the end or the fourth chain from the hook, however you want to do it. But that's why I hold on to it so I know which one it is. I'm going to do a double crochet. In the next chain from hook, I'm going to do another double crochet. And if you don't know double crochet, it's yarn over, go through that chain, yarn over and pull through. Got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And that is a double crochet. And then we're going to do one more double crochet in this last chain. And there's your first little bunch. Now to make an increase, you're going to go, I'm going too fast. Hey, Steve. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and put your finger there so you know which one you're going to go into next. Chain 3 more. Yarn over, double crochet into the 4th chain from hook, or the one you have marked with your finger. Yarn over, another double crochet, and in the last one, another double crochet. I have tiny hands too. And you can rewatch the live if it's going too fast for you. Hello. It's not hard at all. It's not difficult. So then once you have these two, you're going to take this one and you're going to flip it up. So we're not going to turn our work like normal. We're going to flip this up. And you're going to go right into this chain space here. I don't know if you can see that. Going to go right into that chain space. And the way I do it is I do a slip knot, which is go through that chain space, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then just pull that loop right through the loop on your hook. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1, 2, and 3 double crochets. And we have like a V, so we're working on a square. So you're going to chain 3, put your finger right there on that third chain, 1, 2, 3 more, yarn over and go right through that third chain from the end or the fourth chain from the hook. Grab your yarn, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to do that in each of the next 2 chains. Yarn over, through the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we've got it looking like this, which is a little squirrely, but you're going to take this and flip it up again. And then right into this chain space, you're going to do a slip knot. I move my work out of the way because I'll keep catching it on the hook. And then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, and do 3 more double crochets into that chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to flip that up. If you got it out of your way, you're going to find it again. You're going to go right into that chain space there and slip knot, chain 3, slip stitch. I'm sorry, that's a slip stitch, not a slip knot. It's a slip stitch. And then you're going to do 3 more double crochets right into that chain space. And my goal is to have 5 on the diagonal and 5 up. So it's going to be a square, 5 by 5. Right now I have 3, so I'm going to keep going. Every time you get to the end, you're going to increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into that fourth chain from hook. Double crochet into that fourth chain from hook. Double crochet into the next one, and double crochet into the next one. Flip your work up, go into this chain space and slip stitch, chain 3, three double crochets into that chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And you continue on increasing until, for me, I will have 5 across. 5 diagonal, 5 up and down. I'll have 5 all the way around. So I can get that done pretty quick if I see how that snags the yarn. That's why I move it out of my way. You'll try, do you crochet? It's a very relaxing hobby. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my last increase because this is going to make 5. 1, 2, 3. Flip your work right into that chain space, slip knot, chain 3, 3 double crochets, right into this next chain space, slip knot, chain 3, and 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. The next chain space, slip knot, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Into that last chain space, slip knot, chain 3, and 3 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Now this one we're going to start decreasing, and I was always taught to decrease by doing slip stitches into all of these until you get to the end here. And I learned a new way, and it's probably the way a lot of people have learned, so I am going to do it that way because I feel like it's a lot easier. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn your work, and then go into this first chain space and slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 and do your 3 double crochets like we've been doing, and we're going to do that all the way across again. So the only difference here is you're going to start decreasing. You're going to start squaring it up. You're going to do that all the way across. Slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. And if you need to learn basic stitches, the single crochet, double crochet, the chain, everything like that is also on my channel. And you can check them out. Chain 3. And if any of this helps you, if you found it helpful, tell me which stitch you'd like to learn next in the comments. And if you could like and subscribe, that helps me a ton, because I do this for nothing. I like to crochet, and I might as well teach it. And then on this last one, because we're not gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've already got our 5. So in this last one, we're just gonna slip stitch, chain 3, turn your work, and then slip stitch into that next chain 3 space over here, chain 3, and do 3 double crochets. And we're just going to keep decreasing like that as we go. The one thing about doing this is I can kind of do it mindlessly. Every one is the same, so I don't have to keep count really. So if I'm not wanting to do a kind of crochet that's super concentrating and I have to do a lot of counting, I want to kind of listen to music or listen to TV while I'm doing it, that's why I love corner to corner. Not to mention the Grafgans, which I find maddening, and I have not perfected those yet. Those are really interesting and look fun, but I have one going, and it's taking me forever because I'm just not that patient. And then at the end, when you get to that second one, you're going to slip stitch, and chain 3, turn your work, and attach that chain 3 right here to this first chain space with a slip knot, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets right into that chain space. And again, I get my work out of the way because I will pull the yarn with my hook. This one's going to decrease really fast because I only did 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, and the joining, the join as you go is the part that I enjoy, and that it might be new for you. So we're almost there. We're going to switch colors so that you can see exactly how you can make a pattern of different colored squares without having to sew all the squares together. I love granny squares. I can't stand to sew them together. So it's going to turn out like this. And I'm never going to have to sew these together. I'm just going to keep doing this. So I'm going to go to my next color, which I will use red. I think, nope, I'm going to use purple. So on this one, once you get slip stitched into that last square, which I'll show you, you just finished this last bundle here. You're going to slip stitch, as you always would, into that next chain space. Then you're going to chain 3, and where you're going to join it, you're going to flip your work and you're going to join it right in that corner. And I don't go through, it's up to you, I don't go through the stitch itself. I go right through the chain space. So it's up to you. Some people think it looks neater, tidier doing it through the actual stitch. I just can't kind of keep it consistent with going into the chain space. So when you go into the chain space, you're going to leave this yarn alone. In fact, I am going to clip it because it gets in my way. So I'm going to cut that off. And with my new color, I'm just going to grab, I'm going to leave a long tail, and I'm just going to grab that yarn and pull it through like I would have done if I didn't change colors, you know, just at the end. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Hold on to that stitch. This is going to be like the increase. We're going to start all over. But it has some different steps, so just pay attention to this part and we'll get through it. So you've chained 3 and you've kind of marked that spot with your finger. You're going to chain 3 again. So that's a total of 6. Yarn over and double crochet into that 4th chain from hook 1, and then the next one 2, and then the next one 3, so you have that little guy again like you did at the beginning. And I always kind of pull on these ends because they'll get a little bit gappy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over into this row that you had, and you're going to find this little stitch here. So it's a little bit tough to see, but if you kind of pull your work apart, you'll see that there's a chain space, there's a chain space, and you've got this little stitch here. You're going to go into that, and I work my yarn under while I do this, but you're going to go into that, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through the loop on your hook. The next step is to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to find that next little stitch here. See how it has one little stitch? Go through that and do a slip stitch. chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to turn your work. Now, I work my yarn in under this cluster. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to do 3 double crochets right into that chain space and work your yarn in it. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to join with a slip knot right here in this chain space. So slip knot, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, I mark that space with my thumb, 4, 5, and 6, and that little 1, 2, 3, 4th, chain from hook, which I have my finger on, double crochet, next stitch, double crochet, next stitch, double crochet, and then you're going to flip all this work. I kind of pull these just a little bit. I'll work on those. Actually, I don't want that under there. I'll sew that in later. You're going to flip all your work except for this last cluster you just did. You're going to flip it up. And that's what you're going to start working on here. So you're going to attach with a slip stitch this in that chain space, slip stitch, chain 3, just like you were doing before. You just have more work attached to it, and you're going to do your 3 double crochets into that chain space, move over to the next one and secure it with a slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 1, whoops, 2, 3, and then you're going to find that little stitch again between your clusters, which is right there. And you're going to slip stitch into that, chain 3, and then find the next little stitch here. Go into that, slip stitch, chain 3, and turn your work. Now, do you see how it's kind of growing here? You're making another square on top of this square. So then you're going to go back and you're going to do 3 double crochets into this chain space. 1, 2, 3. Join with a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Again, join with a slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, join that last one with a slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to increase one more time. And the easiest way, I love this because I never lose count, because it needs one more square to fill here. I'm going for 5. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I need another one, but this tells you you need another one right here. So if you're doing bigger squares, it's just easier. It's so easy to keep count of this. That's why I love it. It's just kind of a mindless, do it while you watch TV kind of, it's okay if you get distracted, you won't lose your spot, kind of a pattern. And it turns out beautiful for as little concentration as it takes, I think. So we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, mark that spot with your thumb, 1, 2, 3, yarn over and double crochet into that chain space, into that chain, and into the next, and into the next. And then hold this one still and flip your work over. And you don't have to be so dramatic about it. I just like to make sure that this one does not move. You have to know that that one's not going to move. So normally when I'm working, I'll just work like that, and it's not as noticeable, but I want you to see that you'll hold the one that you just did still, and you're going to flip that work up. You're going to go right into that chain space there and slip knot, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. I mean slip stitch. I don't know why I keep saying slip knot, but 3 double crochets. And this gets, like, you're going to do the same thing through the whole blanket. I just want to get you through making 2 entire squares, joining them. So you're just going to move along your blanket doing, or your work, doing the same stitch all the way through. And when you get to that last one, you're going to do the same thing, chain 3, 3 double crochets. I think I only chained 2. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to join the last one in the last block, the last cluster on this. And like I said, you can go right through, you can struggle and find the stitch to go through. I don't do that. I just go right into that chain space and slip knot. Now, what you're going to do on this one is you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to start decreasing. So then you're going to flip your work, all of your work, all the way over. I like to work this way instead of this way. It's just easier. You'll figure it out. If nothing else, crochet is getting used to your methods that work for you. So I chain 3, and I'm going to slip stitch into this chain space here at the top. Slip stitch, chain 3, and work across with my 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Find that next chain space, slip stitch into it, chain 3, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Find that next chain space, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 double crochets into that one. Now we are at the last block, or the last cluster. You're not going to want to do any more on this side. You want it to start squaring up. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're just going to slip stitch into that last chain space there. And then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And turn your work. And then you're going to work your way back. There's your chain 3. You're going to go right into that chain space, slip stitch, and chain 3. 3 double crochets. It's very repetitive, but it's also very, to me, very soothing once you get a hang of it. If you need me to do one of these tutorials slowed down, you can either change the, in your settings, you can change the playback speed to slow it down. You can watch it multiple times. Or you can just say, hey, Meg, I need you to slow down on another video. And I will. I'll make another one. It's one of my favorite things to, one of my favorite stitches to do. 1, 2, 3. So I don't mind making another video. I had to make this one twice because I kept wandering off the camera. Hopefully I stayed on there for you this time. Now I'm at the end where I'm going to keep decreasing, so I'm just going to slip stitch into that last cluster and chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn my work, and slip stitch into this chain space here, chain 3, 3 double crochets. We're almost done with this square. I love 5 squares because, for one thing, I like the size that they turn out. And, you know, for like a blanket, it's nice and you can get all your colors in and it's just good. It's just a good size. They also turn out really nice and square. I haven't really squared this one up, but like, it's easy to make edges. This is just, I love this. I love this. Anyways, I just made this cluster. I'm going to attach with a slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, attach to this chain space here. Now, I will say, see how it kind of ripples a little bit? All of that can be straightened out, and I put a border on everything. If I wasn't going to do a border on this, I might go right into that chain space and just make it, I mean, not into the chain space, but into the stitch, like here, and join it there to make it a little bit more square. I have figured out it's easier for me and less time consuming to just go right into the chain space, and then I put, because I like a border on everything. So I'm going to slip knot, I'm going to chain 3, and this is going to be our last cluster we're going to do. Turn my work, go into that last cluster and slip knot, or slip stitch. I don't know why I keep saying slip knot. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, and 3 double crochets, your final 3 double crochets on this join in this color. And then you're going to slip stitch into that chain space or into the chain, whichever you prefer. Okay? And then you're going to chain 3 and finish it off here. Now, this is not continuous. If I was going to change colors again, I'd stop here, put my needle through, grab my next color, and pull that next color right through the chain space and through the loop on my hook. And then I would chain 6 and start again with another square. Now, I'm going to show you how you are going to go from this line of squares, which can go, you know, on this one I made a line of 4 for a swatch, and then I have to go and make these, the second one. You're also not going to, you're going to join as you go here too. So there's no sewing squares together, which makes me so happy. I am not, I love making squares, but I do not like joining them. So you're going to go through and you're going to do your chain of 6. In the 4th chain from hook, as always, we're going to do a double crochet. Whoops. A double crochet in the next stitch, the next chain, and a double crochet in the next chain. Now you really have to keep an eye on where you're going with your next block. So my next block is going to be here. Okay, so here is my little cluster I just made. I am going to flip my work up, and then I'm going to find that little space in this one. and slip knot, chain 3, find that next space, next little stitch, slip knot, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna clip this yarn because it gets in the way. And for now, I'm done with that color. And then you're going to turn your work, just like that. 3 double crochets into this chain space here that you made. 1, 2, and 3. Join with a slip knot over here in this chain space, and it's gonna get real monotonous, I guess, but it's not gonna be a big difference. It's just knowing where you're going when you start your next row. 3 double crochets. You're going to increase, so you're going to do 6, a chain 6, right into the 4th chain from hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, where I marked with my thumb, double crochet, next chain, double crochet, next chain, double crochet, and flip your work. Attach to the next cluster in that chain space with a slip knot. Oops. Chain 3, and proceed with your 3 double crochets into this chain space. My dog's gonna bark. My dog's gonna bark. Murphy, don't. Then into this next one, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and again you're gonna find that little, I'm trying to get it to show, and I know the purple doesn't show very well, but I hope you can see like through there. That little stitch there. And you're going to slip stitch, chain 3, then find that next little stitch. Mine can be kind of tight, but that's okay. Slip stitch, chain 3, turn your work, and just keep going. It is just that easy to do a corner to corner. Join as you go. For me, game changer. Because like I said, I love the way squares look. I love changing colors often. I love doing all that. I do not like sewing them together. And I have honestly yet to be patient enough to check out all the different ways of joining granny squares. And, you know, this only makes one pattern, so I get it that it would get old and you would want to do other kinds of granny squares. I love the willow square. Love the willow square. I love the ones with the sunflowers in the middle. I like all kinds of granny squares. So if I would make the granny squares if somebody would do the joining for me, because they are a pain to me. Some people really like it and it's soothing. To me, it's stressful. But that's all right. That's my parrot. What are you doing? Poppy. Turn this. Slip stitch. So I'm just going to go through this really quick. And I'd like to know what your favorite stitch is, or if there's a stitch you've seen and you want to learn, because I like teaching them. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe so I can keep doing this, because I love doing this. It also keeps my hands moving. I have some arthritis in my hands, and it keeps my hands limber. It might make them a little bit sore while I'm doing it, but I'm telling you, it makes my hand, it keeps my fingers nice and limber. And at my age, I need to do that, or I'll just freeze up, I think. Now I'm to the last one of increasing, because this one's going to attach right in between those two. So this one is super, it is a lot more obvious where I've changed colors, but I'm going to go right through that and slip stitch, chain 3. Now I'm going to decrease, so I'm going to turn my work and join here into that chain space, chain 3, and I'm going to make my cluster 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the next chain space, if I can manage to do it, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets. The rhythm of crochet is really soothing to me because I do have anxiety, and it's almost like a meditation when I'm doing one like this that's very repetitive. It doesn't take a lot of counting or too much concentration. To me, it's very soothing to do. I don't know if anybody else feels like crochet or maybe knitting, which I can't do. I have not mastered the knit. Hello, baby. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to decrease here. But I don't know if you think it's as relaxing as I do. Hello. Hello. My bird is talking. Obviously not giving him enough attention while I'm crocheting. He should be used to it by now because I crochet like crazy. 1, 2. Oops. 3. 2, 3. This is a lot of 3s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Two and 3. I just like simple but pretty stitches. Like anything that can make it look like I worked harder than I did makes me happy. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work and join here. Chain 3. Your 3 double crochets, and these blocks of 5 really increase and decrease quick, which I like. You can get a super cute blanket made. Whoops, a little overzealous. Super cute blanket made in no time with these. The other thing I like about it is I think there's just, I don't know, the sewing in of the ends is much easier at the end. I'm telling you, I'm the lazy crocheter because I don't like to sew in ends. I do not like to join blocks. I just love the crochet part of it. So I'm a little on the spoiled side when it comes to that. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do my last cluster here in the corner. 1, 2, 3. Join with that slip stitch, chain 3, and go back to my corner. I'm going to flip my work and go back to my corner. Now, this is where I'm going to join. This is where I'm going to join the purple again, because this is my last stitch in this square. Now, if you wanted to make blocks like this, you could also join these blocks separately, which obviously I do this for a reason, so I do not have to join blocks, but you can do it. It will make cute granny square blocks, and you can I just kind of don't know why anybody would want to do it unless you had a color scheme that you needed to work with. So on this one, I'm going to chain 3, 4, 5, 6. Do again that starter one, that double crochet 1, the next chain 2, the next chain number 3. Okay, now here we go with turning it. So you want to fill in this space here. So you're going to want to turn your work. You're going to want to start this way. So you're going to look for that stitch there, but you're going to turn your work. I'm going to cut that yarn so it's not in my way. And then you're going to find, see where I'm going to go here? Here's my empty space. I want to fill that empty space. So I'm going to go here to this stitch right there. That's how I'm going to, that's the direction I'm going to go. If you're going to keep going in rows, you know, longer rows like this, you'll just keep working along the row until you get to the corner, to your stopping point or the length of your project. So I'm going to find this one. It's just kind of like, look where you want that next square to be and then start creating it. 2, 3 in the correct space. That little stitch. 1. Well, that's shredded. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. And then you go about making your last granny square. Corner to corner granny square. Increasing to whatever number you've decided your project needs to be. So mine is 5. And it's just really easy because you'll just run out of this color when it's time, and you'll get to this. And doing this one will be something I need to show you too. So stay tuned. I'm just going to work through this and show you how to join 1, 2. I got to take that out because I miscounted. I can't count and talk at the same time. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do your increase cluster. 1. 2, 3. Up your work. Join. Chain 3. Okay, I'm just going to work through this just like you would all the other ones that you've done. Starting to get yarn tails, and what I do is I stop every once in a while and sew in my tails, because sew in my ends, because they bother me and I don't want to do them all at once. So I like to do them as I go. So I've gotten that last cluster done. Once again, I'm going to find this little stitch here. Go into that and slip stitch, chain 3. And I kept trying to go back at this point, but you got to remember to take this chain 3 and attach it to the next little stitch. Attach it to the next stitch, and then chain 3, and you can start going back to make your square. So you turn your work, 3 doubles, my goodness, 1, 2, 3. I guess I missed 3 already, and then join to the next. Chain 3, 3 double crochets. And I'm going quick because this is just the same thing. I want to make sure that we go through this cornered one where you've got a square here and a square here to work into. Because you'll need on the end of every row, you'll need that. You'll need to know how to join 3 squares together. So I'm going to hurry up and get through this part so that we can get to the decrease, and you can, because that's when they'll start joining to the other side. If you've got a favorite yarn that you work with, I'm in love with this stuff. It's called Pearl Spun, Yarn Bee Pearl Spun, and it just makes such beautiful stitches, and it actually stays super soft. I like it. 1, 2, oops. I tried to get a different yarn this morning, and I brought it home, and it was so fuzzy. And this is a no pill or low pill. That fuzzy stuff, I was like, no way. I am not picking fuzzes off my work for this particular thing. They also don't show up on camera as well. And it doesn't make the defined stitches. Plus, I kept thinking, oh, when it gets washed, it's just going to pill like crazy. I don't remember what it's called, but it was another brand of Yarn Bee. And I took it right back to the store as soon as I saw the fuzziness, and I don't know why I didn't see it in the store, but I took it right back. So this is Pearl Spun, which has a nice sheen to it. It stays nice and together, and it shows off stitch definition like crazy. I love it. Because if I'm going to do all the work on the stitches, I want them to show. I don't want them to blend with each other. Whoops. My hands are swollen today. 1, 2, 3. 3 doubles. And you can fast forward through this part because this isn't any different than the other ones. And once you get a hang of this, it's just simple. It's just simple. I know it might seem complicated, but keep watching it. Watch it over and over if you need to. Slow it down if you need to, because you can make some beautiful things with this corner to corner crochet, join as you go crochet method, and with a lot less of the headache than it is to join squares. Okay, so I'm at my last one where all of these meet, and I'm going to go right into that stitch there of the opposite color, and I'm going to slip stitch there. Now here's where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the size of my square, and I'm going to have to start joining to this square because we've got to fill in this triangle here. Okay, so you have to make sure you attach it, or you'll have it'll just be flopping there, and you don't want that. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to, in this, I'm going to lay it out so you can see it. In this block, you're going to find that little stitch right up here. You're going to start going up that way. So you're going to find that little stitch here, and you're going to go through it. And you're going to find this chain space. So you're going to go through that stitch and this chain space here where you're going to make your next cluster. and you're going to do a slip stitch. So I joined it, okay? Now you're going to chain 3 like you did before. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to find that next little stitch here, or the chain space. I believe there's only a space in these. There's not like that definite stitch. Maybe there is. Yep, there is that definite stitch. So you're going to go through that, and you're going to do a slip knot. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to do 3 double crochets into here, into this chain space here. So 1, 2, and 3. This part can be a little tricky for that, but see how you've joined? You've joined that on both sides. So I'm going to do it again. We're going to do our normal pattern of slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, it's not going to be this side that's going to be that different. Your edge isn't going to be that, it isn't going to be different at all, as a matter of fact. And since we're decreasing now, we only go to this, we leave that last cluster, join with the slip stitch into the chain space of that last cluster, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. See how we're filling in that space? It is the trickiest spot, and don't worry if this seems off center. It's okay. It's not going to be a big deal. No panicking. So we chained 3, and we're going to join here to that chain space, and really work your piece in a way that's comfortable for you, that you're, you know, hold it this way, hold it that way, however it makes sense to you, because there's going to be a lot to work around. So I just tuck work out of my way, basically. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 3 double crochets here, slip stitch here, and see there's work behind here that's trying to get in my way, so I just move it. I just squish it out of my way. I'm not fancy. 1, 2, 3, and the next one, 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets, and then we're going to have to join to that other square again. So if you'd like to watch that part again, I will slow down for this. So I've made my last cluster. I'm going to go into this where I joined it last time to that other stitch, the other square, into that little space there. See it? And I'm just going to slip knot. And then when I chain 3, it's my purple yarn. When I chain 3 this time, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to join through this little stitch. So I like to have both of the V, And you're going to slip stitch into this next cluster on your other color, because that's where you're going to make your stitch. So you're going to slip stitch into that. Okay. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Turn your work. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and work your way back up that square with your clusters, through corner to corner clusters. We're almost done with this too. Join with that slip stitch here. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work. Go into that chain space, make a slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now on this one, you're going to go through into that chain space, like where you would usually just make a slip knot, but you're going to go into this chain space and you're going to go into that stitch space there on that other one to join it. So you're going to finish that last bunch because they're going to square off, and you're going to go through the chain space of the next one, and then on this square here you're going to find that little stitch you need to go through and join it with a slip knot. Pull it all the way through. Okay. Whoops, all the way through. I didn't go all the way through. Okay. And then you're going, well, what do I do with this gap? Simple. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're gonna slip stitch just like you would before. This one I like to do into the stitch, but doesn't matter. You can do right into the chain space. And you're gonna go right into this chain space as well. So you're gonna join those two chain spaces with a slip knot. Pull it through, all the way through the loop on your hook, okay? And then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to tie off. So I'm going to clip that, pull it through, and you have join as you go, corner to corner. It gets a little tricky on this corner, but see how you have like a little string? You can pull these to tighten up those joins. Like this one's a little gappy and loose. Go ahead and pull that tight. Go ahead and pull these tight. You can also tie a knot, but I don't do that. I just sew them in. And that is your, and you might want to block them too, because when you get like uneven and stuff, it could be your tension, it could be just a slight difference in the like the thickness of the yarn from one skein to another. But all in all, I didn't do any blocking on this, and it just turns out super nice. So I hope that this helps somebody. I hope I stayed in camera. I'm going to go ahead and post this live so you can watch it later. And let me know what stitch you would like to learn next. Let me know if I'm going too fast, if I'm going too slow. If you can't see me on the camera very good, I'm learning. So any help and any input would help tremendously. And I hope you enjoyed the video and the live, and I hope to see you next time. I really, really appreciate you being here. Creating a page is something I wanted to do, and I love crochet, and I love to share what I know. I also love to learn from others. So if you have other pages that you like, let me know, because I'd love to check them out. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.